So I woke up this morning and the forecast showed partly cloudy skies, which was made me a little excited. So I decided to come back out to the mud cracks, and I think that was a good decision because the whole sky just lit up with these beautiful pink colors. I found myself a composition and set up. I didn't have a lot of time, so I just went ahead and set up and made my shots already. But I lined up just this cool little flow that kind of leads your eye up into the Black Mountains here. And I pointed directly at where the sun was coming up, so it gave me the strongest glow for the time. And I got this really cool pink cloud interest in the background, which was fantastic. Ended up being the same 2-stop medium edge leaf filter. Helped the sky kind of just not overexposed while I keep the foreground kind of balanced with it. It worked perfect. Final exposure ended up being somewhere around 15 seconds, base ISO, f13. I think it looks fantastic. I'm a lot more confident about this one than I was about the shots I got yesterday morning, so definitely glad to have another chance to try it. And I got better conditions this time, so that's fantastic. Right now, the strongest part of the glow behind my composition is already come and gone, and now the clouds are really starting to light up to the south. So I think I'm going to grab my tripod and try to reposition it and get one more shot before that goes. So as soon as I had finished recording that last part, that I looked up and it had lit up again. So I took one more set of exposures, and as soon as I got done doing that, all the light to the south snuffed out. So I wouldn't have had any time to move my tripod and find another composition anyway. Now we have completely cloudy skies, and there's no color left in them. The sun hasn't come all the way up quite yet, but it's all just gray. So I'm inclined to probably move on. I'm just at least going to head back to the truck and get some breakfast going and some coffee. It's a little chilly this morning, so that'll be nice. That was fantastic conditions. I'm super stoked that I decided to come back out here again this morning. I didn't really have any other location anyway, but this is a good find. These cracks, they're not difficult to get to. They're right off the side of the road. It's just knowing where they are. This place is very vast, and if you don't know where to stop, you'll drive right by it. You won't even know it's here. And that's what I did for days until I finally found it. So it's a good find though. I think my most productive work in the park this trip has been here at the mud cracks. So just one little thought I kind of wanted to share. I pulled up here at this location and walked out to my composition, and about the time I found where I wanted to set up, another car pulled up, and 2 other photographers came to the same location. And I saw their headlights. I saw they parked right in front of me. They walked all the way down the wash. And of course they came exactly the same area I was at. Not surprising, the mud cracks are a really popular thing in Death Valley. But the thought I wanted to share was that even though there's 2 other photographers there, they were very mindful that I was there and where I was shooting versus where they were shooting, which was very kind of them. Not all photographers will do that. Someone will just think for themselves and only themselves. But these people were very mindful. And they were just far enough away I could probably shout at them, But all of us had picked out compositions with our tripods real low, and we're all just sitting on the ground with our cameras focused and pointing nearly the same direction. And what struck me was that all you could see was just all 3 of us just kind of like sat down in just the silence with our cameras, just waiting for the light show that nature was about to show us. And I thought at that moment, I thought how peaceful, how nice it was to actually just share that moment, even with other people there, especially with other people there. And just, I don't know what I'm saying. I just thought it was a really cool moment. And the fact that, we're not alone. I guess that's the theme. We're all kind of the same. We're just people, But it was nice that you could have a small number of people like that, and we all just were there for one purpose, to see the beautiful show that was about to happen, and it's great to be able to experience it that way. That's all I wanted to share, so thanks for letting me rant. It occurred to me that I just haven't hiked enough yet today, so figure why not run up Golden Canyon Trail. Apparently there used to be a road in here and they just let it erode away, I would imagine, because water probably washes it out constantly, and imagine just quit upkeeping it, just let it turn into a hiking trail. But it kind of leaves these cool little remnants of asphalt that look kind of cool. Believe me, I intend to go home and verify this once I get to a decent Wi-Fi connection. But I overheard and had a short conversation with a pair of hikers several days ago that informed me that there is a website that chronicles some of the shooting locations for the original Star Wars film, A New Hope. Apparently, they filmed some of the Tatooine scenes in and around these hills in Death Valley. I don't know if there's any of them specifically done in Golden Canyon, but around the area, there's quite a few things that are reminiscent of that movie, that is for sure. I didn't see any sand people. Well, this Red Cathedral hike's pretty cool. It's well worth the trip up here. It actually started to slot up there for a second too. Got pretty narrow. That was kind of fun. I definitely wouldn't want to be in here when it's raining. It'd probably be more like a mud fall than a waterfall. You kind of get an overview of like all the different layers of different sediment and crust, some rock layers in Death Valley. It's kind of, I wouldn't really expect to see this in Death Valley. But you have kind of the red rocks, kind of reddish tone mud rock kind of stuff, and then you got the golden hills in the background, and then even further from there you've got the valley floor and then the Panamint Range in the background. It's just a really, really multi-layer, interesting view of the entire valley, what everything that makes up Death Valley. It's cool. This trip has been it's kind of been the overview tour. A lot of different places that made it kind of from one end to the other. Kind of a lot further than I expected to go, but I was just exploring. It's kind of following my nose, I've got just these dreary, dreadful skies right now, just total overcast. So I might as well make the most of it, just kind of hiking around these washes. You can kind of see they got like this soft light going on. I gotta put you down though, because this is kind of a treacherous way to get out. I was just thinking a while back I was hiking the Narrows in Zion, and I was carrying this camera. Normally when I have my big pack, I just have it hanging right here, kind of off my shoulder from a D-clip. And this girl was walking towards me and kept staring and staring. She got closer and she was seeing the windscreen on my mic. And she walks up and she goes, "I thought you had a cat or something." I looked at her and I says, "A dead one?" Yeah, I don't think she thought it was funny either, or even got what I was talking about. Dead cat. That's what they call the windscreen. Anyway. After seeing the forecast and the gray skies, I decided to go ahead and call it and head for home. 7 days in the park was plenty, and I had a long drive ahead of me, and I was anxious to get started on that and get home and get a nice hot shower. All things considered, I think the trip was a complete success. I walked away with several images for my portfolio that I'm pretty proud of and managed to explore a pretty good sized chunk of the park. Death Valley is a very large place, and there's probably next to a lifetime worth of photography to do there, including that elusive dune shot I never got. That'll have to wait till next time. Well, if you haven't already, you can help me out by subscribing. Hit that thumbs up button, always appreciate that. Hit the bell notification to be alerted when I release new videos, which will be a few. And let's stay in touch. Leave me some comments, I always appreciate reading those. But as always, thanks for watching, and thanks for coming along on my little adventures here. And I hope to catch you in the next one.